Hello, and welcome to Play Today Plays Pixel Heroes Byte and Magic. You are about to witness me finishing the game. Well, and I mean finishing the game for like the 14th time, I guess. But by that, I actually like finished the last achievement. So this review will be a little bit spoily, but at the same time, it will show you everything there is to see. And trust me, there isn't that much to spoil anyways. So this is maybe more like a tutorial kind of thing than an actual introduction or even review. So, you know, take it for whatever it's worth. I'm gonna continue this. So this is gonna be the final level of, well, this run basically. And these are the last two characters I still have to do. I took the healer because that's the one I still needed. Actually, no, that's the one that's gonna keep me alive. And then these two clowns, because they are just, they're crap. Can't really say anything else. They get like a +3 every skill per level up, and you know, you get like 130 dex or 110 strength. Just for reference, this guy's got like 175, maybe 200 if you're good. So that doesn't really help. Anyways, so what is this game about? Is in case you don't really know, it's a strategy game. It's a fairly straightforward strategy game, I guess. And what you do is you first pick your character. There are like 30 characters to pick between, and they all have their own skill set and their own like. You know, stat points, if that makes sense. You get your life, you get your int, fate, strength, and dex, and that really just determines, well, life determines your hit points, of course. Int determines how good you are at magic. Fate determines your healing skill, which is also magic, but I guess a different kind of magic. Strength determines how good you are at like weapons, and then dex depends on like bows. And you get your these skills are applied, and then you know you have a simple formula that tells you how much damage you get. Like this weapon will do 99 damage because I have a fairly high dex skill, of course, and it uses 80% of that dex skill. So those are like the icons, strength and dex, and then there's let's see, there's this is also strength and dex, and just strength, and this is armor, and this one just say this is fate, the icon for fate. So that's annoying, right? At first you don't really know what the icons mean, but that's the icon for fate, and this means that it will heal for 80% of my fate stat, which is relatively high. Anyways, so these characters all have their own skills, but most skills just really can be summed up in either damage or healing. You need a healer. Without a healer, I don't think you can play the game. So you always need to assign one of your 3 party members as a healer, and then you have to pick a quest, and you usually can pick between 2. However, this is the last level, and the last level is always fixed for the difficulty setting that you're currently in. And I am in the easiest mode, which is hard mode, and the name is going to be the Cyclopedian Pyramid, always. So I've done this like this one like 10 times. So, okay, there's a casino. I'm not gonna spoil that one. You can deal on your own. There is an achievement into figuring out what that one does. There's a temple. Honestly, I only use the temple to revive my fallen heroes, which of course I don't need to do right now. So when you die, you can buy potions here. I never do that. I don't even know what is the other option. Ask for oh, talk, right? Talking's really just meaningless. So when you die, your party member is disabled for the remainder of that level until you get back to town, which is, of course, at the end of the level. So you are, one hand down, and there's actually an achievement for beating the boss with just one party member entering the fight, which I accidentally happened to do in one of the final boss levels. Anyways. These characters you can talk to, it really doesn't matter unless they have an exclamation mark above their head that's yellow, because then you still have to pick a quest. Otherwise, like that guy's green because I already picked his one. So talking to them is pretty, it doesn't really matter, I guess. So let me put up my, I've played apparently. Well, Steam says about 97 hours. I don't think that's true. It's more like 70 hours. Still a lot of time. And the problem here is that to get an OCD achievement rating, you need to grind out all the characters, and a playthrough typically takes about 4 hours, I guess, somewhere in the vicinity of that, depending on how well you do and whatnot. And so it just takes a shitload of time to do it all. And so I've mapped out all the dungeons, and mapped out what characters are inside of it, and what their damage is, what their weaknesses, and whatever. And so now I know, I can tell you exactly what I'm going to encounter, or at least what kind of enemy I'm going to encounter, as well as their weaknesses, their strong points, and what kind of armor I need to pick. So for the Cyclopedian Pyramid, the last dungeon of the easiest level, it's fairly simple. Actually, I think it's the same for all three of them. You take the best armor, all right? Elementals don't even matter anymore. Usually, elementals are your friends, but here it just really doesn't matter. So we're gonna pick the best ones, and usually the shop has good ones. So there's always a 10, and there's a 2 7s, but I think I get 13. Holy shit! When did I get that one? All right, I'm taking that one. That's 13 is like the highest I've ever seen here. You usually get like, I don't know. This is not 13. The Skyborn armor is a rare drop. That's why it's purple, and you get it after, I guess, that one, or Old Volcano, and it scales with the current level. So I got it at the 7, the last like normal level, which means I get relatively high. Apparently the defense here, this is physical defense, this is magic defense, and it just subtracts it, flat subtraction. So if something would deal me 26 damage, it would deal me 1 damage, because that's how logic works. And so, this is pretty good, actually. I'm gonna wear this. The way the ordering works here, you can move them around, by the way, is that the front usually takes the most hits, and the most physical hits as well. The middle, and then the back one takes more magic hits than physical hits. So usually you dress your back character with magic resist, rather than your middle is kind of in the middle, and then your front you just you upped your physical as much as possible. You can see that my back has like 23 here. So apart from that, the dungeon really determines whether you go for elemental or just flat out armor. If you have, for example, a dungeon, the Old Volcano, the one that I just previously visited, you can see that my armor is all fire, and that's because that's why. Okay, that's messed up. Okay, so I noticed that this character was taking more damage, and I thought it was because these have 75%, and I figured this one has. Oh no, actually no, I swapped it out. That's why. All right. Still, it's 50%, and that's why it took more damage. Okay, that makes sense. So, if you don't, you're gonna just take a lot more damage than you have to. So we're gonna give him the 13-6, because that's like the best armor I've seen in the game, which at this point says something. 7, 5, 4. I think I may have made a mistake somewhere, and there's an 8 here for that. That's fine. So now all I have to do is pick up the. All right, there's a 10 here. All right, 10 is better. So again, the elemental in the top left corner of the armor doesn't matter at all anymore, and I can really just ditch these because I'm not going to use them anymore. The final boss is the only catch here, and I'm gonna try and get as much armor as possible there. 4, 5. As you can see, I ordered them because I basically throughout the playthrough, I collect the armors. Because after the first 2 levels, it just becomes easier to get through them, because certain dungeons are just elemental based, and then elemental dungeons become like a breeze to get through. So you really just want to stack them up and reserve the space for them, because if you would encounter a water dungeon, the sunken something, I don't know, Sunken Empire, then you would easily go through them because your damage is significantly less due to the 75% damage reduction. Anyways, so I don't need this anymore. I don't need this anymore. I don't. That's a 5. So I'm just looking at the armor right now. I don't care about the rest. I don't really care about the money anymore. This is literally the last level of this playthrough and the game I'm playing, but that's irrelevant. And so all I'm caring about right now is the amount of armor that I can stack up. So 5, 5, 4 is actually pretty weak as a 6 here, so I can ditch this one. And then this one will have a 10 and a 7. Oh, an 8, of course. So I'll swap these out at the boss because I know the boss will only attack me with magic attacks for this dungeon. This particular dungeon, by the way, not all dungeons. And I don't really care about this. So the other thing I know about this dungeon is that let's see, Encyclopedia Pyramid. I'm looking at my cheat sheet basically. So just so you know what's up. I'm looking at my cheat sheet, and my cheat sheet says that this dungeon inflicts sick, confuse, curse, dull, bleed, burn, and stun. From those, you can ignore sick because sick really doesn't matter. It gives like I think a 10 or maybe 15% heal reduction. It just doesn't matter at all. If you can see in my inventory, I get like nothing that's got sick protection against it, and there's a reason for that. Alright, so Confuse is one of the most dangerous ones. I've lost runs that way with like a perfect a perfect team that never died a single hit, and then in 2 rooms I was dead because I was hit by Confuse. So Confuse is definitely one that I want to take into account, and it's one of the more important ones that I'm going to be carrying. So there's also Curse, and that's why my healer is going to get Confuse Curse. Actually, the healer doesn't really care about Confuse that much because worst case you're healing your opponent, but it's still, if I have it, why not use it, right? So everything has Confuse now. That's what this little icon means. It's Confuse protection, immunity. You can also see right here which kind of protections you have. Of course, the elementals don't really matter for this dungeon anymore, but the stun and the Confuse protection are nice. Your healer needs to be confused. No, it needs to be cursed. That's the skull here, and stun protected. All right, so let's arm up the. This is stun, by the way. The stun protection right here, and then this one. Let's see. Do I really not have that much stun protection? All right, reinforced helmet. Nice. Helmets don't really go that high up in the armor, and so the way it works is that armor. Actually has like either left or right armor, and then in the special case of the skyboard armor, it has both. For the helmets, it's not actually the case. At least I don't remember seeing any helmet that has both types. Helmets have one of these, and then it has an immunity. I believe there is nothing else. Yeah, it has an immunity. No, actually, no. This one says, so immunities. And then there is the, extra thingy. And the extra thingy, whatever you call it, has either one immunity, 2 immunities, or 1 immunity and stats, or just stats, right? Like there are stats, and then there's, this is stats and immunity, etc., etc. So what I'm going to go for here is, let's see. So we need confusion protection. It's not even a question, but we can do this. And basically that's what you're trying to do with the loadout. You're gonna try and mix and match and get as many immunities as possible. So this is probably what I want, because the most important one is the healer. He needs to have curse protection as well, because that way he can use a so-called curse book, which removes all the debuffs from all the other characters, which can erase their curse as well as whatever damage debuff that they get. So there are 4 main damage debuffs that you can get. Bleed is the least dangerous one, I would say, yet it's one of the more interesting one. So Bleed will tick for damage depending on your current damage rate, right? So if you have full health, it will deal more damage per tick than you have when you have like nearly no health. Right near the end, it will only tick for 1, and at full health, it may tick for like what, 15? I don't know. Then there's fire, and fire literally ticks at a static rate, regardless of your health or whatever. It's level based, so in level 1 it may tick for like 5 or 6 or so. At level 27 it ticks for 25. The problem here is that there are about 5 ticks between healer sessions, right? Generally you have like 1 healer, and so the way the game works is you can pick. You have to have like 1 turn between characters. So if I use a healer, I have to wait 1 turn before I can use the healer again. Unless the other 2 characters are dead, in that case the healer can keep on healing as much as it wants. But usually that's not the case. That means that between healing, there are like 6 ticks. Because you heal, you get 1 tick, then the enemy goes 1 tick, then the other character goes 1 tick, then the enemy goes 1 tick, and then your healers again. That's not 6, that's 4. That means that, you know, if your fire is burning for 25 a tick, you have 100 damage, and that's not even counting the damage that your opponent may do. And as you can see, this is the end, well, you know, whatever end game is end game for a run, and my health is 100 on my healer, so like my tank is like 164. It's not a lot. So if you get damage for 100 just for being on fire and not being able to quench it, that is bad. But I feel that confusion, at least, is like way more important. Arguably, damage, you know, I could put on fire, but in that case, I'd even more prefer to put on poison, maybe because poison is an incremental damage, and it's also level based. So at level 1, and it's not particular Stormy Peaks, just, you know, the first level that you do, it's gonna deal I don't know, maybe like 3, 4, 5, 6. But then at like the 7 and 8 level, it starts at like 25, 30, and it ends up like 50 per tick, right? And so in total, it deals like 150, 200 damage. You are dead before you know it. The thing about poison is that it doesn't immediately tick. It gives you 1 turn respite, basically, to heal up. Unlike fire, which and poison, which burn immediately. And then the other one, which I actually don't have at all. Let me see if I can buy that one, because it's good to have. Nope. All right, this is the icon for sick. There's also the icon for infest, which I don't actually have right now. And infest is a delayed damage. So what it will do, is it will basically mark you for being damaged in 3 turns. So when the enemy infests you, you have 2 turns to heal it, or you get like major damage. And again, this is level based, so in the first level you get like I don't even know, like 25 damage maybe. But at the 8, it can, I mean, I could deal like 200 damage per infestation proc. And so that's like super huge. It's super dangerous, and I've lost members of my team by forgetting or neglecting the fact that, you know, I got infected. And this, this particular dungeon won't actually have infect, so I don't have to worry about it. But you know, you generally do have to worry about it. And so, in terms of status effects, those are the most important ones. And there's stun, which makes you weaker. No, not stun. Soften. Soften makes you weaker for physical attacks, and dull makes you weaker for magical attacks. I've covered sick. Let's see. Confuse, curse. Curse gives you, by the way, a 50% chance to miss your action, and so that's why this is important for the healer, because the healer should never miss the heal. Or the cure, rather, because the heal is probably, you know, the characters can take a hit, but they may not be able to take a cure miss. If that makes any sense to you. So the healer is packed with a cure book and a direct heal book. The cure book will heal the party for 33 and remove all debuffs. The heal book will heal for about 100 and, I don't know, increases the physical resist. I could swap it out for an actual heal book. A pure heal book, which will allow me to heal for like 130. The library always has books, that's why wizards in this game have it much easier, because you can always pack specifically for the dungeon that you're visiting. Yeah, the pure heal book that's for sale here right now is dealing or not dealing, it's healing for 140, but it only heals for one character. The party is still the double of the cure book, 64, and I think right now I get a pretty decent heal book with the 18 plus 15%. I think this is pretty static, but this one can rank up. I think 1820 is like the max I've seen. So this is a pretty good cure book, and the 33, it's not insignificant, you know. And as long as you get the right armor, it will be totally fine. So I got no other wizards, so I don't really need to be in the library right now. But the library usually has a book of every type of elemental damage, and it just alternates between I think they're like the 2 kind of books per elemental. One generally has the range of 1 to 3, or no, 1 to 3, and the other one has like 1 plus 2 or all. This is just 1, and then this is all. And I don't know. That's mainly the main random part of a wizard, but you generally have access to at least a book of every elemental type. So that's pretty strong, and that's why wizards are pretty powerful. As well as wizards always having access to books that, you know, that are able to damage everything. Anyways, I don't really need anything here because my magic books are already better than what I can buy. So that's like it for my preparation. I don't really need to talk to these guys. They're funny, but talking to them really doesn't matter. There's an achievement for talking to the tavern guy. The tavern, by the way, this is the tavern. The next time we'll enter it, we'll finish the game. I've listened to this guy so much. There's an achievement for just drinking stuff here. I don't think it really matters at all. It just costs money. It feels like this is a feature that you know has been implemented for the fun of it, but it could have done more, could have added more. I don't know. There's actually nice sentiment with the most of the game. I'm gonna start the game. So my quest allows me to overlook what dungeons I've seen so far. This I've never really looked at this. Its stats, it's nice, it's cute, but you know it doesn't really help you. This will give you an overview of your inventory. Help is really helpful, by the way. It explains the icons. It explains the circle of life. So this is the elemental damage. But for example, the fire damages the air. They call it Phoenix, Griffin, Worm, and Leviathan, but it's really just fire, air, ground, earth, and water. And there is more help here. I like this because it's good for if you get back into the game after not playing for a while, you can still immediately get a quick overview of what is what in the game. Yeah, just gonna go. Let's go. This is the overworld. The overworld is always the same structure, meaning you always get 3 events, and they're random events. And by now, I just know what does. For example, this is always you can either talk or pretend you didn't see her. This usually leads to either XP or nothing, and this pretty much always leads to nothing. So whatever. Yay! This one says this time I get XP. You know, some of these events are super innocent. Some of these events are super dangerous. This one can be dangerous. I'm gonna ignore him, and he lets me. Usually, most of these events you can just discard by ignore. But some of them, like this one, you can't. You have to do it. This one is a puzzle, and it's always a fixed answer, so it's not that difficult. There are 4 different ones, and if you solve all of them, solve is the air quote solve, then you get an achievement. Yay! These encounters are purely random, and there are only a few of them that you really need to. It's cool, by the way. I didn't even read that one. There's only a handful of them that you really need to take into account. For example, there's death. I accidentally killed Death on my first playthrough by apparently stunning him. I mean, that's kind of what you have to do. I gotta level up somewhere. Okay, so this is good because then I can just show you how that works. Level up basically means you automatically reach it at some point, right? You gain XP and you get a level, and you get character depending stats up. So, for example, the halfling here, the wolf rider, he sucks because he's got no real stats that he shines in. Most of the stats get a +3, and then there's a +1 and +2. So you have 2 you can divide between 2. As you might expect, I'm putting everything in dex, so that means that my dex just went up by 3 for every click that I did. Likewise, this one I put everything in strength. This one has I think the same distribution of skill points as the Wolf Rider does, but I focused on strength here so that I can just divide divide up the weapons better. The weapons, whether you use archers or swords, I don't really think it matters. Although archers do allow you to reach the back easier. Not that that really matters because these are 2 short weapons. Actually, it's probably gonna tell me that I can't do this. Oh well. Anyways, I'm gonna put this in strength, and then you can see here that he has a bias towards fate, which means he gets 5 points per fate rather than the 3 points that the other ones get for stats. So that's why these 2 characters suck. It's not actually why they're the last one that I need to do, but you know, it's still I do have to do them, and that's why I have a healer with me, a good healer. All right. Okay, I get nothing else. I think I'm not gonna be allowed to do this because these 2 are the same bow. Oh, nope. All right. All right. Room encounters. It's silly that the last level allows you to do this. I don't even have a decent chance. Okay, so how this works is there's a roll, right? This is basically a free room, and you can get treasure. And treasure being you can like get 4 or 8 items depending on how you open the chest. You can get 8 items if you try and succeed. You can get 4 items by just smashing it. Smashing it means that you take like, I don't know what, 30% damage approximately. Although I think the damage is actually fixed per level rather than your own health. Regardless, you take a hit which you can heal up easily. And that's no problem. Or you can just ignore and leave, in which case you get nothing. But since this is the last level, and there's literally no reason for me to take anything at all because I'm already stacked and, you know, ready to go, I'm just gonna ignore it, and this is a free room for me. Otherwise, you would have had, you know, items here and whatever. So, I get a second free room. That's good. You get, I think, randomly, 1 or 2 of these rooms per floor. No more though, I've never had 3, so I'm only going to get stupid enemies now. Alright. So, this is basically a fight, and this is like every fight looks this way. You have 2 weapons, right? Weapon slots or whatever per character. And then you have 2 unique skills. Well, I suppose they are unique. Unique skills per character that you can use, and they are on cooldown, right? So the skills, they are on cooldown. You can see that here. 16 turns, which means like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 16. And then these you can use every other turn because your character needs to cool down itself. So these are 2 bows that you can get from other bosses. I'm going to cheat my way here, and I'm gonna check. Let's see. We get a Sphinx, and the Sphinx does a confuse, which and it accepts all. It's vulnerable to all status. And then we have a High Priest, and a High Priest does a confuse, curse, and dull, and it's immune to bleed and infest, but it can burn, and so it shall. This bow is guaranteed to deal infestation, and you can see that it actually, yeah, there's a lot going on here. So I attacked this High Priest. The High Priest got 1 damage. We can look at the log actually. It got 1 damage because it has a high magic resist, but it was a guaranteed burn effect because that's just what the bow says. It's a special bow, and this bow will deal a burn effect unless the character is immune to it. And so, no, the character is burning. Something I actually had to check. And so now I can't attack with this character this round because he has a cooldown. So I'm gonna attack with this Fierce Hatchet of Bloodshed, which is just a goddamn powerful axe. I don't even know. Oh, the Sphinx bleeds. All right, that's interesting. All right, the Sphinx does everything. And so, you know, this is the last dungeon, so you can expect some significant damage output. I'm gonna try poison. I actually don't know because my overview doesn't have poison. No, it's immune to poison. Good to know. All right, so I'm gonna add that to the list of stuff that that this enemy is poisoned to. I'm gonna post my overview. Actually, it's already on a wiki, but I'm gonna post it on a Steam. I think it should be fun as well. Okay, so you can see here this character is now cursed as well as dulled, which means it's more vulnerable to magic attacks. But the bigger problem here is that when it attacks, it has a 50% chance to fail. And on top of that, it can only hit the first character anyways. And I can see here that my attack dealt 42 damage, which isn't so bad. But all the same, I'm going to use the cure book and get rid of all these nasty debuffs. That's really nice. All right, and get some healing in the process. Not poison, bleed. Bleed has a secondary function, and that's to see the health bars. So for regular enemies, you can see on a very high level what their level of health is, right? And when I say high level, I mean like you get healthy, wounded, or near death. That's all you get. And on like lower level, that makes sense. Let's see, we can see the poison here. And the poison deals for 26 at start, and we'll see that it ramps up to like 50 at the last tick. And so the bosses, they don't actually have this overview, so you get like no information for bosses. And you can use the bleed attack to detect how much health there is left, as well as deal like a shitload of damage initially at the start of the fight. Because as the fight prolongs and the health of the boss dwindles, you'll see that the damage dealt by the bleed attack starts to dwindle as well. And as soon as it starts to come like 5, 4, 3, you know it's like nearly done. And that's the only hint that you'll get for as far as like health bar on bosses go. So it's really valuable as long as the boss is vulnerable to bleed, which of course is a prerequisite for that to work. All right. Anyways, so he's still cursed, so I'm gonna do this again. And this is the problem, right? The fights can be really prolonged, and I think this dungeon is... What? Stop doing that. God. I'm gonna burn your ass. Alright, that's good, because High Priestess is not very immune to... Okay, let's just attack and see what happens. It might miss. No, it's gonna fail. That's only because of curse. All right, there is no other chance to fail unless there. No, actually, that's not true. There is curse, which means that the attacker can fail, and then there is invisibility, I think it's called, which I obviously never use because otherwise I would have known it, and that will cause the attacker to miss you for like 50%. Anyways, you can't bleed him, so you can only fire him. The one is, by the way, is because he has a high physical resist, and that's the main reason. All right, so now he's no longer cursed. Let's see what my physical attack does. 87. That's better. That's nice. All right. So let's see about these. All right, you also have a physical attack. Good. I don't think skill-based attacks are, by definition, have a higher chance to hit, or no, there's no chance. Higher damage, but you know, whatever. Oh, this is actually the invisibility thing. You can cast it on yourself, and then the enemies tend to miss you like 50%. I'm just gonna throw away everything here because I just don't need it. 7 defense. I already have good healing, and I don't need that either. So okay, let's move on. Always check your health just to make sure, especially at this level. I got a 50-20, so like, you know, I don't need potions. I'm not gonna use all the potions at this point, and so we're moving on. So now we get a Scarabus, whatever. We get a High Priest again, and we get a Mask of Ahotop. That mask is stupid and annoying, by the way, because it deals Mass Effect burn. So that's going to be annoying, and of course it also curses, just like the High Priest does. So, I don't know whether I can poison the mask, but I'm going to start with attacking the High Priest. I'm just going to burn it. It's going to be like a persistent attack, and I'm going to try and attack the Scarabus. 41, it's not so bad, although considering the fact that he does like 150, I think he does. 1 out of 20, alright, yeah, that's maybe not so bad. Let's see, Scarabus is, apparently I've never traversed this dungeon with poison. Oh, we can poison him, awesome. So, poison. So some enemies do heal, like the mask heals, not significant, but still. They don't cure, and they can buff. So they you know, there are 2 buffs. There's bless, and then there's I don't know what the other one is called. Rage, Enrage, I think. And Enrage is really just you deal more damage, but you take more damage. Whereas Blessed just means you deal more damage, and that's it. I don't know if you can be burned. You can be burned, right? So that ends him. And now I can physically attack you. That should be fine. He casted a magic protection, which just means you deal less damage. Although in most cases it means you deal 1 damage. But that's fine because that's fine. Alright, that's fine because I have physical attacks. I want to see whether you can be poisoned. Nope, you cannot be poisoned. So that's good to know. Apparently, have I just never done this with burn or poison? That's weird. Usually, not always. There are some exceptions, but usually characters are either not have no defense for physical or magic at all, or one of them. It's there. I think it's just rare for enemies to have both. You can be burned. I knew that. Okay. It's rare for enemies to have both protections. And then there is the whole. I should actually. So this is the part where I should heal first, because there are 2 of my guys are on fire, and if I don't heal them, it's just gonna be a pain in the ass. See, and now they're burned again, and I have to wait a full turn unless I kill them first. I don't think I can kill them first. No. Don't kill me. So this is the dangerous part. As you can see, I had to wait a full turn, and it cost me about 120 on 1 character. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, instead of... it doesn't really matter, does it? I'm better off just doing this. As soon as you kill the enemy, it no longer... the status effects no longer trigger. This sucks. I hate that. And this is why you kill certain enemies before others. Yeah, he's magic resist. This should kill him. Alright, that means the fire no longer procs, and I'm gonna be safe. And you can always heal here. There's a catch here. So in this screen, you can heal for percentage based, whereas in the main fighting screen, you deal point based. And the difference is if you have a character with 1,000 hit points, I've had one, you heal for 40% here, whereas healing in the fight is just meaningless because you heal like, you know, less than 1% of his health. So, you know, I'm just gonna heal all up here. Like I said, the potions don't make a difference anymore. I got this. I don't care for it. This is the annoying part. At some point, your inventory fills up, and that happens really fast because you can only carry 20 items, 2 of which are potions. And at that point, you're just, you know, you're left to whatever, to your own demise. So, knowing what we know now is we want to kill the Mask of At-Hotep as soon as possible. That was, by the way, pretty useless. 1 HP. They all have a decent physical resist. That's uncool. But the Sphinx was, yeah, it's vulnerable to poison. So I'm gonna poison it, and I'm not gonna kill the Scarabus too fast here. And the simple reason is that I want to kill that stupid mask first, and hope that I can, you know, not have it attack every turn. You know, make it attack every 2 turns, make it heal itself. I don't care. Just don't make it, you know, attack me every turn. That just sucks. Let's see. I can also do this one, and this ability heals me as well as blesses the entire party. So, you know, that's just really nice. And you can see it ticks for 40, and it's gonna tick for 45 when I'm done. I guess I'm still going to... No, I'm gonna burn it. I just want to get this over with. And then 74 is because it deals poison and burn. Although the burn is fixed, but it's just, he's gonna die, yeah. Alright, so now I'm gonna do nothing. Okay. How about I get my... No, alright. You're not near death, right? No. Okay, now you're near death. You can see 3. 3 means he's gonna like, if yeah, you get like 20 hit points maybe. But I'm gonna poison the heck out of you. And then I'm gonna heal myself. He's not gonna die. He's not gonna die from this, and he's gonna be healed. Good. All right. That means he's distracted. Wait, where's your poison? What? Oh shit! The mask is immune to poison. I thought it was. Oh, okay. Well, that makes more sense to be honest. But I thought I distilled that it actually was vulnerable to. Weird. All right. Let's give you a physical resist. Gonna help you for this kind of attack. Attacks always deal 1 damage, even for like absorbed or immune or whatever. Burn it. I don't know why, but that's the way it works. And if you end up with a loadout that just deals 1 damage flat to any enemy, you can select the item and then press this fist here and it will throw it away. And your fist deals for like 15 damage per tick. It may still not get you out of a rough spot, but it will do it faster than, you know, dealing 1 hit point. I just want to get this guy, and it's the only way to reach him. He's near death. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, status effects don't prolong if you reapply them, as long as they're still applied. So that burn effect, which I tried to apply to him, it won't be reapplied or, you know, extended until it extinguishes, and it always extinguishes after like 6 ticks. Anyways, this phase will kill him, and so I don't feel bad for destroying him or not destroying him. Oh yeah, well, he will be destroyed, but let me double check whether you can put poisons. Yeah, you can be poisoned. Yeah, poison is fine. And boom. Oh, doesn't even kill him. Doesn't really matter what I do here. So sick, I really just don't care. As you can see, it didn't affect it at all. Whatever. So we get a bow, which is meh, and we get. Yep. Okay. Hoppa. And we get more Scarabus, and we get more of that dude. So I'm gonna poison this one. I want to get through him as fast as possible so that I can kill the mask and then kill the front one. Basically how that works. I'm gonna do this. Bless everybody. That way I deal more damage, and you know, it's a turn wasted anyways. I don't want to attack the front one yet. I want to make sure that I kill. Yeah, 74, nice. I want to make sure that I kill the second one so that I can kill the mask, and then I kill the Scarabus. I'm really weary of having the mask attack all the time, because that was why is that attack stronger? I don't get it. Because the fire is just really detrimental to the team, right? It can really just take you down by surprise, I would say, and it's just, you know, something that we want to avoid. So you can't really bless myself. So let's do this. We're just gonna burn it to death. Burn is actually a pretty effective way of getting rid of your enemies, as long as you can apply it. And now we just have to wait, and that's kind of unfortunate. We're both wounded, it's fine. Okay, maybe that wasn't... No, it's not a mistake, it's fine. Okay. See, now whatever, give me 2,000 HP up. That's fine. I mean, this is exactly why you do stun, right? Because if I didn't have stun and I didn't have confusive effects, I would have been dead by now. There is no doubt in my mind. Alright, so... Dun-dun-dun. And now you go at him and you kill him. And the mask should kill on the next turn. Yep, hey. Good timing. Alright, so we are nearly done here. And as you can see, I've had it fairly easy. I'm just gonna leave that here. One more regular room. Oh, crap. Okay, this is a problem. This is a problem. You can't... Okay, so, you can't defend against those status effects. You can have immunity. So, like, burn immunity would be nice here. And to be honest, I think I've always had 3 masks at the end of it. I mean, these dungeons are random, but this... I think I've had this, like, so many times that the pattern is becoming too obvious. Let's try this. I can attack him with physical, right? Hold on. Because if he doesn't do his burn attack the entire freaking time, yeah, this should be okay. Alright. You can heal, I don't care. It's only 10. You know, when you're ticking for 50, it's not really gonna make a difference. Definitely burn it. This is great. I was really afraid it was going to do the burn attack the entire time. That would have sucked. Honestly, the magic up doesn't really bother me. I was already not hitting it for more than 1 on magic attacks. By the way, bows can also have like magic attacks as well as weapons. This one is physical, but you know there are magic weapons, magic like swords or whatever. So that's not something that's only for books. However, all books are magic. I haven't seen a book that's physical. There is a special book, the Necronomicon, which deals dull, meaning that your enemies are weakened to magic attacks, which of course is a good combination because that book is going to be magical. And stop doing this. God damn. I'm tempted just to leave it, but it doesn't really matter. I don't want to... Okay, good. I don't want to give it a chance to, you know, get back at me. I should just bleed. Bleed is so much more efficient. Burn, I mean. Yeah, thank you. It's a good thing that they can't really cure themselves out of a burn or anything, really. Okay, so this sucks because, well, never mind. It's near death. It just died, so this doesn't proc anymore. Awesome. Okay, so great. It's a stat up just before the boss fight. That's always nice. Give me my dex, give me my strength, and then give me my fate up. So now I'm gonna swap loadout because this boss I already know is only going to curse, confuse, dull, and soften. Now I don't really care about a dull and soften, only if I get nothing else. But honestly, it's a low priority thing for me. So I'm gonna focus on curse and confuse. So this one already has curse and confuse. I don't have to worry about stun, which is, well, I wouldn't say weird, but let's just throw it all away. Oh, why did I throw that thing away? No, it's fine. It's a helmet. Although well, no, all I need right now is magic defense, right? So I can do 3. Can't I do more than that? 3. And helmets only have armor and immunity, so there's really no other. There's 4, but it's physical. Oh, okay. I suck at helmets, obviously. What's you? 5. That's nice. That's nice. Good. I guess you're gonna take the biggest punches, I think. Although this last boss is just gonna deal a lot of group attacks. So, all right. So that's fine, I guess. Why did I throw away all my? So the problem here I'm facing right now is that I can't really make use of these stat ups, which is really unfortunate because I had some good ones. Well, there's no points spoiled, blah blah. Anyways, this particular enemy, boss, is immune to most status effects, although I don't know about poison. I don't know about confuse either, but I do know that it's infestation vulnerable, so I'm gonna take infest with me. It's bleed vulnerable, so I'm definitely taking that because that's you're gonna see that it's gonna take a lot of damage away. It's burn. It's not burn immune, so I can do that as well. So I'm gonna replace the shield, which is nice because it gives me a 10 magic defense. But I'm gonna replace it with the scroll of pestilence because this one it doesn't really deal that much hard damage, I guess. I should not forget to replace my armors with magic defense. And as you can see, I'm ditching a 10-0 for an 04. So it's I don't really care about 05. What's this? 05. Okay. About the physical anymore. I only care about the magic resist. So 26 here, 14, 17. It's not super good. I should actually put him in front, I think. Whatever. I've always done it this way. It's not change a winning strategy, I guess. Let's see. I've done weapons, I've done armor, and I've done loadout. That's, I don't know. Let's rock and roll. Yep. Oh, screw you. Okay, so this is the final boss of the easiest level. Yeah. First thing you do is you infest it. And you can see here, with this boss in particular, it's a bit more difficult, but he is slightly infested. So you can see his mass attack does a dull and stun, a dull and soften on you, which means you're just more vulnerable to both magic and physical attacks. But I know he only attacks me with magical attacks, which you can see here, by the way. So I don't even care about dull. No, I don't care about softening. The dull is annoying, but it's not a problem. I've got a pretty high resist anyways. And so the next one I want to do is bleed, which will be this one, hopefully. Yeah, so now he's bled. And you can see he bleeds for 65, which is quite high, I might say. And then after his next attack, I'm gonna cure myself, because you do need to, keep your health up, right? After his next attack, you'll see that he gets damage for like 200. Which is about 60 off bleed and then 150 off that infestation. So the infestation is worth it, That's kind of my point. So you want to keep that up. And it failed this time. So, there's a 75% for this book, which is quite powerful. A 75% chance per attack, and it will attack for all 3 enemies, even though the boss is only 1 enemy. And it can infest a pretty good deal. I also want to, by the way, I was cursed, so I needed to do this anyways. I want to see whether, this is fine, whether I can poison him. No poison. Alright, good to know. Let's try to infest him again. Okay, he's infested, so he will deal 150 after like 3 turns. I'm gonna do this. So that I'm blessed. Then I want to... No, it was no poison. Yeah, bleed, but... So this is 40% bleed. Guess it doesn't really matter. Let's see what he does. Fail! Oh, crap. Alright, 174. Alright, that's nice. Let's get rid of... Oh, wait. Oh, I thought this was my cure book. Crap. Well, that sucks. Let's just attack him. Let's see. Fail. Screw you. I wanted to do the cure book. I really want to get rid of that curse, because that's just annoying. All right. I want to see how much this does. So he has like a 50% physical, but then you can't protect against that. And you can see this is 19. So his HP is already pretty damn low. Alright, I don't want him to die. Although it really doesn't matter whether he does or doesn't die. I just rather that he didn't die. Let's do this infestation. And you can see the bleed is now just running out of being efficient. And so instead I'm going to burn him. Because the bleed just ticks for 15 and only dwindles. I think, well, he does... No, he doesn't heal. He doesn't even heal himself, so, it's not like he can get back up. And this ticks for 28 fixed, so, yeah, I definitely prefer that. Heal myself up. And deal the... Bum. I know. Well, you're cursed, but I can't heal anyways. Ah, good. So he's gonna be... It might actually kill him. I'm not sure. Because I don't know how much health he has left. But he should be close to being death. Let's see. We can help him. Oh, he's dead. All right. By the way, if you kill the middle boss of any boss fight, you'll kill all the sides as well. So always just focus on the middle one, and you know, take out the sides if you care. All right. Anyways, that was the boss fight, and that's not the end yet. I still have to survive the overworld, but it shouldn't really not be a thing at this point. I'm just throwing away random items here. What did I get anyways? I mean, this is what you get for the... You know what? Never mind. Screw it. Now, on the overworld, all I need to do is ignore the most fights. This one generally gives you an item when you reach into it. Ah, crap. Like I said, you can't always ignore it. Oh, I think these poison you. Yeah. That was, So that's the irony, right? It may still kill me. Oh, man. And I don't have mushrooms. I don't really have overworld. I mean, these. Okay, the mushroom don't occur in the dungeon, and I don't really have overworld. Crap. And they will always poison me. So, all right, good. Infestation kills them immediately. They will always poison me. So there is a point to healing, but only, you know, to some degree. Die, please. 56. Now, I don't mind him dying too much, to be honest. But if at all possible, I'd like to, you know, keep him alive. You can see a 35 is still 35, so I don't even know what Sicken does at this point. Alright, he's dead. Awesome. Poison automatically just drops. Any effect actually just is dropped as soon as you finish a fight. This will give me the mushroom thingy. No, it didn't. Usually does. Alright. By the way, if you fight death, you either have to have stun or you die. Alright, this is always the same answer. And I don't want to fight him, so I'm just going to say that one. Like, I think he's like a streamer, and it wouldn't, you know, it would have been nice if he actually had random answers rather than always the same Dark Castle, whatever it is. This one, usually you can get away with ignoring them. Actually, no, with just, I don't know, giving your loot, I don't care. It's always random. They're fairly weak, although at the 8 level, the one that we're at right now, they can be annoying. But you can see they deal 1 damage, so I don't really care. It's a pun. Basically, it's, you know, they're robbers, but they're really bad robbers. Yada yada yada. Oh, bandits. I'm sorry. Anyways, it's unfortunate that I don't really have any mass effect. I mean, this is the problem with the melee characters. It's hard to do mass effect damage because all your weapons just, you know, attack one enemy, whereas the wizards, they can do range all and just you know, tear through everything. All right, good. That's 2 out of 2. That's annoying. You know, normally you can get overworld through the overworld pretty fast. Don't care. And then there is... Oh, no, this is a... Alright, anyways. Yay, yada yada yada. I should... by the way, you enter the tavern, and that ends your game permanently. Ah, hey, what-a! And that's gonna be 100%. I cheated a little. Well, yeah, that's cheating. You can see that the same party died quite often. I just use a saved game for that, because fuck that achievement. There's one achievement that requires you to get to get 100 deaths, and a death in this game takes a long time from scratch. I mean, seriously, it took me like probably like an hour or so just to kill all, just to get like the save game revamp thingy to work for 100 times. You know, just to die 100 times would take you a day or something. This one was just funny. kill death. It's like you have to have stun, right? Either kill him at first or have stun, because otherwise he will 1-KO you immediately, no question. But I did it like immediately, and he gives a fairly strong weapon, 100% on 4 different skills, so that's pretty good. This one, it deals a lot of confuse. Confuse him, I believe, also poison. If you have confuse protection though, you should be fine. He's pretty tanky. Let's see, God mode, I don't even know. All right, I happen to do this while also getting that achievement for not dying at all. Enter a boss fight. Yeah, that's the one where I said like you have to enter a boss fight, the final boss of any level with 1 character, and then win it. And I did it because I only had my healer left, and I had to like throw away 1 healing book and then punch my way through the boss, which was annoying, took a long time, but it worked, and you know, it got me achievement, so that was worth it. Perfect duo is like 2 characters. Living Punchback is getting 1 hero with 500 HP. I used a random character, which had a +8, and so I ended up with 1000 HP, which worked for the achievement. Riddle Me This is the one, is that Riddle Overlord thing. Annoying Flies really just means that you have to get away without fighting on the overworld, which is purely random, so you have to just wait it out. Eventually you'll get this one. Finish the adventure with Eccentrous, Shadowmancer, and Skyweaver, as well as Fighter, Barbarian, Warriors, Herbalist, Priest, Brewmaster, and wasn't there another one? Yeah, right. All heroes, I think, all human, whatever. They're annoying because you have to farm. Well, I wouldn't say farm, but just like you have to, cycle through all the characters in order to get your perfect set. Because you really don't want to. If you're just hunting for the achievements, anyways, you really don't want to, fight more than you have to, and you're already going to waste a few playthroughs initially, so that's just going to be annoying. Vini Vidi Vici is the one that we just did, meaning that I want a game with all the characters. Play all the heroes means you you play and die. By the way, you have to die with all the characters at least once. Catch them all, or knock them all. Don't worry, be happy is so every time that you do a dungeon, you actually solve a quest for a character in that city, and you have to do it like I think 4 times per character for all characters in order to get this achievement. Are you a wizard? Just means that if you, and this is annoying because this can happen very randomly, especially at first when you're not very acquainted with the pickup system and the elemental system, but at some point you get used to it and you're like, oh, this is easy to do. Anyways, just don't die at all and you'll get this. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's ginned it, to be honest, and it's the same for Shroom, and same for Sapphire, and the same for Captain Capslock. Mustachio, just, help them. You're gonna need this one to get this achievement anyway, so, it should be easy. The Godslayer is the final boss of the hardest level, the second hardest level, and the easiest level. This is just bosses. Yep, also bosses, also boss, the best weapon. Boss, and this is just, drink it is really just a clicking game. Click 100 times on beer and you'll get that achievement. Stupid. Drink 50 healing potions. This is the achievement that got me to just keep on drinking those potions. It really doesn't matter, because you'll get plenty of them anyways. Revive 3 fallen heroes during one adventure means that you have to, get killed in at least 3 dungeons in order to revive yourself 3 times. Survive 3 dungeons, you'll eventually get this regardless. Listen to Les Mon, the Traveling Musicians. You'll get this. This is a random event on the overworld. It took me a long time, relatively, to get it, but eventually you get it. Evade an attack means you have to cast the concealment on yourself and then get attacked, and then have that failed. Lucky Foot. This is just annoying because you have to try to open one of those chest rooms with a 20% or less chance, and obviously it's a chance, so you can get it, but you can also just fail a bunch of times. This is easy. You'll figure it out later. Listen to all the stories is also easy. Chuck Norris. Defeated one enemy only with a fist. Like I said, I defeated one of the end bosses with only a fist because I only had 1 healer left, and I had no choice. Defeat 3 enemies with 1 hit. That one is just one of those mass magic attacks that kills one of the easy overworld enemies, attacks. It's easy. 6 dungeon. During one adventure, you'll get it eventually. All Skyborn, all Dwarf, all Human. Lose 100 times is the most annoying one. It's also the rarest one of the set of this game. Really, just because it takes a shit long time. Even if you use, okay, so you can store the save game's state of this game. You can't really manipulate it. It's all binary. I haven't bothered checking it more thoroughly than that, but I know you can't really edit it manually. And but what you can do is you can stash it, copy it right before you die, and then die. Wait for the graveyard to show up, and then restart the game after restoring the save game. You can do it over and over and over again, and it still counts as a death. Note, by the way, that it doesn't actually count your number of graveyard entries, but rather your actual deaths. So a win still adds a graveyard entry, and that can be confusing. This is 50 the same. This is 10 the same. You'll just get that eventually. So, yeah, that's pretty nice. You can see that the Huntsman died 55 times. Actually, is it more than 55 times? Wait, 77 times, 60 times, whatever. And then stories, of course, all those characters that you have to make happy. Yeah. Alright, well, anyways, this is Pixel Heroes Byte Magic. If you have played the game, play it. It's fun. I'm not sure if you're gonna last the entire... if you're going to last through the entire achievement unlock and whatever, but, you'll get it. Anyways, this is the end for me. I'm gonna say goodbye. Thank you for watching. Yeah, bye-bye.